Good day to you. I want to tell you what I wore today, and the fragrance I chose was Casablanca. This is their Loyalty 25 fragrance. Very pretty bottle. This has, it's said to be inspired by flamenco. I've never tried that fragrance, so I don't know, but I understand it's quite sultry. This one is like a fruity saffron type of a fragrance. It does have a little rose and some jasmine and some bergamot in there, a few other wonderful goodies, but lovely fragrance. And then I grabbed my French Avenue, their interpretation of Atomic Rose by Initio, and theirs is called Rose Explosion. And if you look at the bottle, you will see the very familiar design of the bottle. It looks very, very similar to the style that you would find on Initio and the cap. Very powerful fragrance. I've never smelled the original Atomic Rose. I imagine it is a very powerful fragrance. That's what I've been hearing on the reviews. That one, again, that by itself will last me over 8 hours, that particular fragrance. The Loyalty 25, great performance on it as well. Okay, so I went all over my clothing with the Body Oil Candy Heart. And this is from their partnership through Fab Finds by Keitra here on YouTube. High energy, just a lovely, lovely personality. And this is the bottle. I love, one of the things I love about SKINPOTION, they always add in their full-size bottles. This is the 3.4 ounce. This looks like sugar crystals if you look at it. See? It's like little sugar crystals and almost like little diamonds probably on camera, but I'm telling you, in person, it looks like little rock candy sugar crystals. This is a very, very sweet fragrance. It's just revitalizing body oil. So first of all, it is moisturizing, and I told you all I love to put this on my skin, particularly when it's healed and I'm not having an inflammation. So a Candy Heart is absolutely fantastic, and I'm not really in my era for reaching for fragrances that are really sweet, candy sweet. This one is a little bit different for me. It's not so sweet that I can't enjoy the sweetness. It's the kind of sweetness that adds a balance. Sometimes how you want to add a little sweetness to some spaghetti sauce to take off the acidity. This is kind of like that to kind of ease up the rose and the sharp notes that I would get in the reminiscent nature of Atomic Rose through French Avenue and the Casablanca fruity saffron from Loyalty 25, their interpretation of flamenco. So let me give you the notes from Candy Heart. Okay, so I had a chance to take a quick look at the notes. Let me first correct what I was describing in this bottle. This is actually rose quartz in this bottle. Can you imagine? They put some rose quartz in every single one of these bottles. Good grief. So beautiful. All their stuff is just so beautiful. It feels like an extra treat to not only have a luxurious body oil, revitalizing to add moisture and fragrance, but to see the beauty of this of the ingredients that they add into the bottles. The decor is just, it's just a plus. You know, they didn't have to do that to enhance the fragrance, but it just adds to that extra something to make you feel a little bit more dazzling. I just love it. This has some Anjou pear in there. There's some jasmine. There's a little bit of honeysuckle, just a lot of wonderful sweet notes that doesn't make it so over the top that you can't enjoy it. Even me in my very non-gourmand era of loving gourmands but not wanting the edible side of gourmands, that is not too much. Not too much. It's just the right balance. And then I grabbed NDA, put it behind my ears, from Forever Mood, NDA. This is my very first purchase from this house. It didn't just say sweet. It didn't just say gourmand. It truly is its own body of fragrance. And this is my first. The second one I purchased from this house is She Was Here. And believe it or not, I've never sprayed it. I bought it last year, you all. Haven't sprayed it at all. I don't even know what it smells like. Or I've forgotten what it smells like. I'm going to wear it. I hear a lot of wonderful things. But it's sitting right behind this on my my dresser, so I've got to, maybe I'll wear it tomorrow. I try to give you a feeling more so than notes because that's more my vibe. I can share with you the experience of what I see in my mind's eye when I smell it, more so than breaking it down and understanding the balance of notes and the grade of them and all those things. I let those that do that well do that well. I did not get any compliments today, but understand I am in an environment that people are very, very much in expectation of my having a pleasant fragrance, having a pleasant smell. They're used to me smelling good, as they often tell me. You always smell good, so I don't expect to get a compliment, but I do get compliments on the ones that stand out, or people that I'm not around all the time and they bypass me and they're, wow, that smells amazing. What is it? And then we'll have the conversation. So I'll let you guys know what's up tomorrow, and I hope you had a great day. I look forward to hearing more about what you love and what your compliments might have been for your fragrance choice of the day. So take good care. I am getting ready to go to a basketball game, and it's cold outside. As a matter of fact, it started snowing. Not the powdery kind of snow that they show as a white Christmas snow. This snow looks a little wet, and I'm hoping it doesn't accumulate, because that's the hardest snow, in my opinion, to get up. The kind is like a collection of sleet, and then it has a soft powder on the top, but it's very heavy and wet. So that's what the consistency of this snow looks like, but hopefully there's no accumulation. So nevertheless, I'm going out in it. I'm going out in it because this is not our first rodeo, and we are certainly used to those climates around here. Nevertheless, I'm wearing a fragrance that I think can combat the cold weather and the snow, so I'll show you what I'm wearing. I'm starting off with a fragrance profile that I am exhausted by, and I don't want any more of it as of about 2 years ago. Not into the edible gourmands at all, but this particular fragrance is everything that toffee and caramel is made of. I'm talking about Bianco Latte. Is it a great fragrance? Absolutely. It is fantastic. Bianco Latte is lovely. I just don't want this profile anymore. It's nothing wrong with this fragrance. I'm probably, goodness, I don't even think I'm halfway through. But I'm choosing to wear this for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not particularly fond of the fragrance profile anymore, but I also know it's going to cut through the cold weather, and wearing it today will help me to get further along with exhausting my bottle so that I can move on to something else if I move on to something else. I'm also pairing it with another fragrance, and you will recognize this if you're into Middle Eastern profiles. Now, this is directly inspired by Bianco Latte. And many people prefer this profile more than Bianco Latte because I think they felt like, I never understood when people would say it was, what does screechy mean? What is that? I'm not trying to be snarky. I've heard people say, oh, it's screechy. And I don't feel like looking it up. I want to know in your definition, in your own words, what you think screechy means. I've never had a problem with Bianco Latte. Some people felt that it was, I guess, offensive or too overwhelming. Never had that problem with Bianco Latte. I will say that, in my opinion, Eclaire is a softer version, not in terms of power and projection. I'm talking about it's not as edgy. Or if you can imagine something with a jagged edge, and you round those sharp edges off so that it's still a point and it can penetrate, but it's not as sharp. That's how I would describe the difference between Bianco Latte and Eclaire. So maybe that's what y'all mean by screeching. I don't know. I still want your own definition, so tell me, because I've never understood that. I just didn't bother to ask until now. But I'm wearing those two today because I know that they will work in the cold weather, and it will also serve my purpose of going through those bottles so that I can send them off into their merry way. Anyway, I'll be back with you all and let you know how the day is going as far as compliments. Take good care. It is past 9 in the evening and well past my bedtime. However, I wanted to make sure I came on here and gave you an update on the roundout for my day of fragrances because I did get some feedback. And so I just got back in from dinner. We had a late evening, my husband and I, of soup and salad and just some coffee to kind of get out of the house for the evening. And the waitress, she came past me a few times actually, but roundabout right before we received our said entree appetizers for the evening, she said, you have a good smell. I hadn't ever heard it put quite like that before, so I said, well, thank you very much. She says, yeah, there are some people that have a smell and it's not a good one, and you have a good smell. So I thanked her, and I just charged it to my mind and that she was enjoying the scent of the fragrance that I was wearing, the Eclaire, because I had topped off a few hours before we went out with that particular fragrance to continue the profile. And she didn't ask what I was wearing, and I didn't even have a chance to offer it to her because she was swept away in the rest of her tables that she was tending to. But I just thought that was cute, the way she put it, that I had a good smell. She was just saying she liked the fragrance. Nevertheless, I thought I'd share that with you all and let you know I will tell you all about what I'm wearing tomorrow when I go to church, because I have no idea. And tonight, I'm going to hit the sack. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all, it's Friday. It's been a long week. Really. It's been a long week. It's Friday. And I'm going to share with you all the fragrance that I chose to put on today. And that's because I knew it may be a little bit of a challenging day. And you know what kind of fragrances I like when I need to handle some business. And that means I knew I needed to put it on my safety vest of fragrance, because I knew that some children might have a little bit of a challenge, you know, going home for a long weekend, and it's really hard to console them sometimes and give them the comfort that they need, you know, because they're missing their friends, or they miss the staff, they miss sometimes the things that are available to them in a scholastic environment that might not be available to them at home. All kinds of companionship, love, whatever it is you could think of. It's a deficit in a lot of families. And so I figured today could possibly be a challenging day where some behaviors might be heightened for that reason. So this is something to help me keep focused and help to encourage them and help the staff to push forward so that we can support them as needed and support each other, because it is so critical to have a strong team of people. I don't care what the industry is. If you have a strong team of people that are willing to fill in the gaps without prejudice, you know, and just do what needs to be done, it's a benefit for everyone, and the machine just keeps going, even when you don't have your hands at the wheel. And so I said all that to say that I started with, actually I did not start with this particular oil, but I did end with it. I put it on after I had already put my fragrances down, but this is from SKINPOTION Creme de Vanille. Here you go. And let me show you the bottle. This has some elements of ingredients on the inside. You know, they always give you what is on the inside of the bottle. And you see the real vanilla bean there. It's just, I love their work. I just love their work. Hands down, it's top tier presentation. I wore today one of my favorites. It's said to be inspired by Penhaligon's Halfeti. Hope I said that correctly. This is LATTAFA's Mohra. Love this fragrance. Many might feel that this leans masculine. I do not. Every time I wear this fragrance, it is a compliment getter, usually from men. It's not often I have a woman that compliments me when I'm wearing a fragrance that might lean a little masculine, but again, I'm here for it because all my estrogen makes whatever is masculine blend right on out where it needs to be. So I love it every time, and that's definitely going to be a repurchase. I love, love, love that fragrance. It's got some spice in it, it's got some kick, and I've matched it up with an inspiration from Mancera, Red Tobacco, and this is from PENDORA Fragrances. It's called Tobacco Rouge, and you'll see the similarity of the design in the bottle. Love, love, love this. Now this has got a lot of saffron, cinnamon, oud, all kinds of wonderful things. There's some vanilla in there. I mean, you're talking about a powerhouse of, you know. I love it. I love, love, love the spice, the kick, the strength in these fragrances, the pairings of them. It smells so, so, so good to me. And it's a constant boost to sometimes keep me going. It's an uplifting thing that kind of gives me that aromatic punch that I need whenever I feel like I'm getting weak or getting tired mentally. You know, because it takes a lot of love, and sometimes you're drained and you're tired from the workday, and it's not because you're fatigued biologically, you're mentally mentally drained. I'm sure y'all have seen some of my other videos when you might catch my hair looking kind of crazy, or I'm looking kind of crazy. That's because a lot of times I'm recording right after my workday, and I might not take the time to brush my hair or put it in place, or I do not top off makeup. When I wear my makeup for the day, that is it. It sticks and stays until I take it off. Now today I wasn't very cosmetic because again, I knew what kind of day it was going to be. We are on the King holiday and it's going to be a long weekend, and I knew what might be a probability of behaviors, and so I prepared that way. So I didn't really feel like doing makeup today, not too much. And so I said all that to say I don't carry makeup with me, so whenever you see me, sometimes I'm just trying to pick up the camera and keep the momentum going with the channel, because I really do want to get to know you all, and I want you all to get to know me. And I really want that to be as realistic as possible. Sometimes when you meet people, their hair is going to be out of place, or hopefully they don't have any food in their teeth, but their hair might be out of place, or their makeup might be faded or whatever. And that's just the real, you know, that's everyday people, and that's really what I want to try to share and exhibit with you all. But I'm pooped. I am pooped. So yeah, I got one more note for you guys, then we're gonna round out this week of fragrances and call it a night. Okay, so this week's fragrances were absolutely fantastic. I actually had 2 days that I really enjoyed, and one of them was, oh, this is probably because I had so many compliments, but the combination was so uncommonly good. Casablanca, Swiss Arabian, and Khadlash, Sawar. Oh, who would have thought? Who would have thought? I had no idea that was going to be a masterpiece in heaven. I mean, that, I can't wait to put that together again. Absolutely fantastic. Love that fragrance combination. Following up with that, I would say when I wore the Eclaire de Lune, that along with LATTAFA's Emirati collection of Antique. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good. And I know on that particular day I added in Darkest Night from Henry Rose. That's because I was wearing an outer jacket or a pullover, and that was just something I put on the pullover aside from the fragrance combination I was already wearing. But that Khadlash, Sawar, and Eclat de Lune, wonderful. So those were my 2 favorite days. Don't ask me which days of the week they fell on, but I know that those were the 2 different days that I remember getting compliments and then just enjoying it for myself. The surprise for the week was when I went to the gym. Okay. I just needed a minute. The surprise for the week was when I went to the gym, and I wore Zadig and Voltaire, which I love. This is her. I love. That's in the white bottle that I shared with you earlier this week, and that one lasted me all day long. That was easily a 10-hour day, because I left the house at about 6:45, and I didn't get home until after 6. So, and I got wafted that constantly, but along with that, when I topped off, I think right before somewhere midday or toward the end of my day, the Chanel Chance, the Eau Fraiche, really nice surprise. That's not a fragrance I typically pull for, because I really like my fragrances to project and insulate me from the outside world when, you know, folks might be doing things and passing by with things, and I'm insulated with fragrance unless, you know, something is strong enough to penetrate my scent bubble. And then I know I got a problem. I need to grab my Bath and Body Works room spray, but that didn't happen today. That happened yesterday. So, but that was the surprise of the week, was that Chanel Chance. Every time I moved, every time I twisted, and every time I did a maneuver, I got a whiff of that fragrance, and I really liked it. I'm actually looking forward to wearing it again the next time I have my routines. So I hope that you all enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed making it. It's labor intensive at times. Maybe it's because I'm a rookie at doing this. Maybe it's because it's my first week of had some tech issues. Camera wasn't working right, or maybe it was operational error. Maybe I was messing it up and not making the right request to get what I want the outcome to be. Nevertheless, got through the first fragrance week, and so I hope that you all enjoyed it. So I look forward to hearing your feedback, and I'm going to try this again next week because it is a lot of fun. Okay, you take care. Have a wonderful weekend. All right, bye-bye.